And now welcome our closing comedian of the evening, Ponch.
I think they've added some steps since I've last been here. It's not very inclusive at laughs. What's going on? Too many steps here. How's it going, folks? One more time for Andy. You want you, everybody. She was great. Yeah. She's awesome. I also had trans surgery. I had top surgery. True story, for real, if you didn't know. Yeah. Growing up, when I was 12 years old, I got gynecomastia. You guys know what that is? That's when you have women tits, but you're a little boy. So I had that, and I was insecure, and I went to the doctor, and I was like, can I have top surgery? He's like, you're ahead of your time, young man, of course. You know? And I was like, thank you. But he was like, well, before we do this, it's very invasive, are you sure you want this? Is it really a problem for you? And I'm like, health-wise, no, right? Yeah, health-wise, I'm okay. It's not really a problem, but I can't stop touching them and jerking off, Can't get anything done these days as a 12-year-old boy. So he's like, all right, we're gonna take those off. So I got rid of my breasts. Now I have fat guy breasts. They're different. They were different than the ones I had. Trust me, the ones before you were like, whoa, those are hot. Yeah. And now I have the ones with like the weird like black cheese under my boob. You guys have those? And they smell a little bit. Those are cool. You guys ever do the secret smell, anybody? Or you just kind of like, I think it's over there. Somebody's like, you guys just pull out blue cheese from your pocket? You're like, yeah, I have blue cheese somewhere. A pocket, for sure. Yeah. Anyways, those are the kind of boobs I have now, though, I guess, is what I wanted to say. Let's see here. Yeah, one more time for Andy. And good for her. She has a Netflix password that she shares. That's awesome. It's a privilege. I also am privileged to have a Netflix account, have my own account. But I'm really lazy these days, and I don't go to my account. Anybody else? Like alphabetically, I'm like the fourth one, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go all the way down there. I'm just gonna pick the kids tab. Let's see what the kids are watching. Fucking up my little niece's algorithm. It's like Bluey and the Untold Story of Brett Favre. And she's like, Brett Favre, what a creep. I'm like, I know, right? Yeah, no, I'm too lazy to scroll different profiles. That's how lazy I am. I never know how to start these things. I'm always like, you guys want topical things? I don't know what people are into these days. So we can go topical, I guess. What's your guys' favorite lotion, That's, you guys do the weed topical stuff? Anybody? Nobody? Just me? Those are really good. You guys should check those out. The CBD, oil stuff. Pretty cool. Make your dick numb if you jerk off to it. It's kind of like The Stranger, but it's, your regular hand, and you can't feel it with that nice balm there. Let's see. I guess I should say, my name is Ponch. I'm originally from LA. I've been keeping up with all the stuff going down in LA. You guys been keeping up with these crazy quinceañeras? They're getting out of hand, man. Like, what's going on? I'm like, they shouldn't have to be this way. No, I'm just kidding. I'm protest. Go for it. Let's protest. Let's do all that. People are always like, protests are scary. I'm like, not if you study. If you study, you'll be okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be a protest guy too. But I like that everybody is like, coming out for the community and using all their resources, like those Waymo apps. You guys seen that in LA? They're just like ordering Waymos and like blowing them up. I think that's cool. I think that's awesome. I also like too that this dumbass app can't figure out the algorithm. We're like, every time we go here, we get blown up. Well, yeah. I'm gonna call another one here. I appreciate it. Now we have the electric scooters, the Lime scooters here in Seattle that were like blocking the federal building. You guys saw that? That's pretty cool, man. Let's use all of our rideshare apps. I think we should use any kind of app available to our disposal, We should use like DoorDash, just call one of those guys, be like, bring me a pizza, and then set yourself on fire and run straight towards ICE, bro. We need you, DoorDash, come on. Be here for the community, bro. They're next, they're gonna join the fight. Come on, DoorDash. No, I think that's cool. We should exercise our right to protest and all that. If I'm being honest though, as a Mexican from LA, some of those guys should get deported, you know? I'm just saying. Like, at least my dad and my uncle and all my cousins, you know, the bullies from my high school, they should all get fucking deported. They all voted for Trump, too, which is like, I don't even feel bad. Don't feel bad for these guys. They voted for Trump, and they're assholes. Deport them. You know? Or at the very least, have, like, a first out list. That's what I think we should do. You know, just go by country. Like, you want to start deporting people from countries? Let's look at their country. You're like, all right, Mexico, what do they got? They got hard workers. They got delicious food. You know what? They can stay. We're going to go to the next country, right? You go to El Salvador. What does El Salvador got? But Pooh said, all right, you can stay, El Salvador. You can stay. Go down. What's the next country? Guatemala. What does Guatemala got? Get the fuck out of here, Guatemala. You can't stay in this country. You know, that's what I'm saying. Let's have a first out list. Review it every now and then. No, but, you know, be careful, everybody, seriously. Be careful, because apparently now, like, there's an executive order where any agency can act as ICE, and they don't have to wear a badge. They can just cover their face and arrest you at Safeway when you're walking through the aisle, like, whatever it is. You know, the librarian can, like, deport you now. It's a true story. She can be like, oh, you're late on this book, bitch? Well, you're going to be late back to your kid's fucking t-ball practice because you're going to be in Mexico, dog. You know, so be careful. I'm scared of those electric scooters. I feel like those are kind of some, like, Border Patrol agents, right? Be careful with those Lime scooters. You hop on one of those, it's going to take you straight to Mexico, bro. Anyway, well, I told you. I like those. You guys like those electric scooters? Actually, they're cool, right? I like them. I do got the right two of them now, like skis, but they're still awesome. I like them. Especially in the summertime, they're great. Like the summertime in Seattle, yeah? Yeah, thank you guys for being indoors right now. It's hard, I know. Seattle's always like, I always feel guilty. As a fat guy, I hate the summer in Seattle. You know, because then I look fatter. I have to wear like shorts, and it's not very complimentary to me, you know? So I hate the summer. I love the cold. I love wearing a fucking, you know, a rain jacket and a hoodie. That hides all my insecurities, you know? But when it's summertime, they're like, you want to go kayaking? I'm like, no, that's not very inclusive because every kayak I use turned into a submarine, all right? I don't want that shit no more. It becomes a whole deal at Green Lake. People got to help me out. I don't like this summer shit. Call me when it's fucking raining every day. That's what I like. My name's Poncho, after all, you know? What better place for me than a rainy-ass city? No, I do gotta lose some weight. It's becoming an issue for me, you know, take care of your health, you know. I've been lying to my doctor this whole time. Anybody else do this? Lie to their doctor because you're too anxious to tell them the truth. You don't want him to know how much of a true piece of shit you really are. You know, my doctor is always like, hey, Ponch, do you smoke or drink, you know, do drugs, anything? No, never, none of that, sir. Absolutely not. You know, I usually just read the Bible, drink a lot of water. You know? He's like, then why are you even here? Why did you make an appointment? Well, I came to check on you, doctor, you know? I feel like nobody ever checks your vitals, so I'm here to help you. No, but I did do one of those virtual doctor visits recently. You guys ever do one of these? I don't like those virtual doctor visits. They feel weird. The doctor was like, Ponch, you have diabetes, hypertension, you're ugly, you smell. I'm like, I don't think this is the doctor visit. I think this is cyberbullying right now. That's what it is. It's cyberbullying. You fucking keyboard warrior. Say it to my face, bro. Why don't you fucking come here and tell that to my face? I bet you wouldn't. Hide behind your screen. Yeah, no, my wife was on the call with me during my virtual doctor visit. And she was like, don't forget what the doctor said. You have to eat healthy and exercise. I'm like, baby, don't believe everything you see on the internet, you know? I feel like those guys are just making shit up. Do your own research, baby. All right, I got to get out of here. I guess I'll just leave you with my thoughts on sex. How do we feel about sex? We like it here? We into it? Hell yeah. Sex is cool. Consent is a little weird, though, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry to say. Consent is one of those things, like, if you actually agree to it, you're going to get fucked for sure, you know? Yeah, those are my thoughts on sex, I guess. All right, guys, my name is Ponch. Thank you so much. Give it up for your host one more time. It's very funny. Marie Elizabeth!